Welcome to our online Kashmir Cultural Heritage Awareness Series. Today is our 81st, and the presentation is going to be by Sri Puneet Jyotshi from Jammu. We begin with our prayer by Srimati Krishna Veni. Veni ji has appeared many times in our program with her perfect renderings of Narayaniyam and Shlokas in Sanskrit. Veni ji is Dr. Harini Srivatsat's student. Yes, Veniji.
Shri Guru Namaha. I am going to render a few verses from Shivananda Lagari. Bringicha nadalokada karimadigrahi spuran madhava kladu natayuto mahasitava pugu pancheshuna chadritah सत्पक्ष सुमनो वनेषु सपुनः साक्षान्वदीये मनो राजीवे भ्रमराधिपो विगरता श्रीशैलवासी विदुः आकाशेन शिखी समस्तफणिनां नेत्राकलापीनथ नुग्राही प्रणवोपदेशनिनदैः केकीतियो गीयते श्यामां शैलसमुद्भवां गलरुचिं दृष्ट्वा नटन्तं मुदा वेदान्तोपवने विहाररसिकम् तं नीलकण्ठं भजे वेदान्तोपवने विहाररसिकम् तं नीलकण्ठं भजे.
Thank you, Veniji. We look forward to seeing you again and again in our program. That was very nice. Thank you. We thank Sri Kanchi Mutt for our ongoing Kashmir Cultural Heritage Awareness initiatives and offer our namaskaram to His Holiness Sri Shankar Vijayendra Saraswati Swamigal. Kanchi Mutt is in the forefront, modestly working with the sole aim of national integration, spiritual enlightenment, and preserving the uniqueness of Kashmir, as Kashmir is our cultural heritage. We are very pleased to welcome Sri Puneet Jyotshi, editor, Vijayeshwer Jantrie, Vijayeshwer Jyotish Karyalaya, Borhi, Jammu. Vijayeshwer Jantrie has a history of 241 years as on 2023 AD of printing, publishing and circulating Panchang among Kashmiri Pandit community. It is believed that in the first quarter of 17th century, the ancestors used to make Satpatri, only which was Satpatri, Mahut Patri, only which was used to be circulated among masses of Kashmir Valley. Puneetji is a computer professional and has been associated with airline industry, although he considers his family's association with Panchang as his job number one. Welcome to you, Puneetji. Your, I think, audio.
Shri Gurubhyo Namah.
Puneetji, it was so nice having you with us, and thank you for joining. And I also want to tell you that's the first time I'm seeing a Panchang printed in Urdu language. So I'm sure you're going to be explaining all that and the background. And nice to have you. Please take over.
Thank you. Let me start with the prayer of Lord Mahesha. Om Dhyay Nityam Mahesham Rajadagirinibam Charuchandravatansam Ratnakar Ujjalangam Parshumragavara Vitihastam Prasannam Padmasinam Vasamantat Shrutamamaraganai Vyagrakrityam Visanam Vishwadyam Vishwabijam Nikhilabhayaharam Panchavatram Trinetram. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. First of all, I would like to thank His Holiness Shankaracharya Sri Vijayendra Saraswati Ji Kamakoti Peetham. Thanks to Mr. V. Shankara, and thanks to Dr. Beena Budki Ji, who introduced me to this august podium. And I would like to thank organizers of this Kashmir Culture Heritage, and last but not least to Miss Vinny Ji, who had a very good prayer for us. It is really a blessing to be speaking from this august podium. The topic I am speaking today is the history of Panchang in Kashmir. अप्रत्यक्षानि शास्त्राणि विवादास्त्र केवलम प्रत्यक्षम ज्योतिषम शास्त्रम चंद्रार्को यत्र साक्षणम. That is, in various disciplines of science and other allied subjects, where end result of a concept are not visible or are doubtful, there is always some controversy or dispute. But in case of astronomy or astrology, it is not so, because the moon and the sun acts as an eyewitness to the correctness of the concept. The word Jyotish is derived from two words. Jyot means the radiance, light, heavenly body, and Ish means the God, Ishwar. Revered Narad Muni has explained in Narad Samhita that Jyotish Shastra is a great science and is sacred part of Vedas. It comprises of three skands. That is, skand means chapters. Siddhant. Siddhant means set of rules. And Samhita. Samhita, that is text. And Hora. Hora means Vedic system of time division. Thus, it is evident that since ages, Vedas as well as Jyotish Shastra was and still a very much part of our rich heritage, and also an integral part of our Vedic, what we call lore. Now, connecting it with Kashmir Kshetra. As per our various Mahatmyas of Kashmir, Nilmat Puran, Raj Tarangni, Sharda Mahatmya, Vitasta Mahatmya, Vijayeshwer Mahatmya, and other religious studies and texts authored by native or foreign authors, estimates that Kashmiri Pandits were the masters of Vedic studies, which includes Jyotish Shastra. When we talk about Vedic astrology, then Panchang has a lot of importance in it. From ages, we Kashmiri Pandits extensively use Nakshatra Patri, that is Panchang or Jantrie, or we call it earlier in times, we call it as Kuch Patri, for all important things in life. For selecting an auspicious moment, Panchang Shuddhi, purified, that is a purified time, is a fundamental criteria. In addition to this, transit of planets, purified ascendants, malefic yogs, dasha, and place of activity within the Kashmir regions, like we have several yatras there, social customs and omens, etc., were also examined and then used to be published in our Panchang, Jantrie, the calendar, the yearly calendar, what we call. It's important. The importance of the Panchang starts right from beginning of Navre, that is Saitra Shukla Paksha Pratipada, till Saitra Mavasi, that is Saitra Krishna Paksha Mavasi, the last day of our calendar, yearly calendar, according to the Vedic Sanatan Dharma Padati. In Kashmir, we have one place which is called as Vicharna, in the suburb of Srinagar, famous for being center of discourse and learning, where an event was held every year. one day prior to commencement of the Navre, that is Chaitra Krishna Paksha Mavasi, the last day, just one day prior starting of the new year. The Vizarnag was considered as a seat of thought where all the Panchang makers, Brahmins, and religious scholars of Kashmir region used to participate. In this event, discussion, analysis, and debates were held, and in the end, a consensus and common certified Sat Patri and or what we call Muhurat Patri and Nakshatra Patri, which is the calendar, were formulated, and then this was distributed among the Brahmins, which they used to carry forward among the masses and other members of our community. So in this way, also Brahmins and other associated persons who had thorough knowledge of Jyotish Shastra were treated with very high respect and given a esteemed position in our society. It's important to mention here that Kashmiri Nakshatra Patri, that is Panchang makers, used to mention Saptrishi Samvat in their calendars. Just like we mentioned Vikramaditya Samvat, Shalivahan Samvat. So it was only Kashmiri Panchang which they used to mention Saptrishi Samvat in their calendars. We have documented evidence of this practice because throughout India, no Panchang used to mention this particular Samvat. This was the reason behind this was the reason behind that Chaitra Mavasi one day prior before starting of this calendar. We Kashmiri Pandits in Srinagar used to seek the blessings by doing parikrama of Hari Parvat, starting from Ganesh Dwara. It's a place in Srinagar, Ganesh Dwar, which we call it, and then Devi Angan, followed by Chakreshwar. And then during parikrama, these devotees would pay their obeisance to the Saptrishis. There was a place there. Because these Saptrishis are regarded as founders of our Vedic religion, thus giving us the concept of Jyotish Shastra. Now, from past couple of years, other Panchang makers of throughout India have started publishing this Saptarishi Samvat in their calendar. We have told them that there is a significance of this Saptarishi Samvat. That is the reason now they have started publishing this Saptarishi Samvat in their calendars. As we know, in past, the whole Kashmir, whole valley of Kashmir attained the name of Sharda Desh, the land of Sharda, the goddess of wisdom and learning. This was the reason our seers and saints had excelled in almost all the branches of learning in past, and it is proving today true even nowadays also. The people of Kashmir Valley started adopting new patterns of life. With the passage of time, the Panchang making was also restricted to few quarters in Kashmir region, like Srinagar and Vijayeshwer, which is nowadays called Bijbihara also. During due course of time, transformation of Nakshatra Patri Panchang had also started, got changed from rolling type to a book size. Which includes both Muhurat Patri as well as Nakshatra Patri. Earlier, it was in different form. It was all Muhurat Patri was a separate document and Nakshatra Patri was the separate document. If we go according to the historical aspects, the whole of Kashmir region had given us philosophers, saints, who with time to time enlightened their whole surroundings with their spirituality and moral uprightness, intellectuality, creative intelligence, and so on. During the last quarter of 19th century and the first quarter of 20th century, particularly in Srinagar, there were several luminaries who contributed towards Panchang making. As our topic is Panchang, so I'm concentrating on only Panchang making only. Even the Maharaja of the state in 1879 AD established a research department for editing, anecdoting, and collecting and publishing the manuscripts. The Maharaja of Jammu and Kashmir, Maharaja Ranbir Singh, from 1856 to 1885. Then Maharaja Pratap Singh from 1885 to 1925. Then followed by Maharaja Hari Singh Bahadur, deputed their Raj Jyotshis, who used to publish Panchang on their behalf. Pandit Govind Kol, Pandit Damodar Jyotshi, Jyotshi Mukundram Shastri, Pandit Madhusudan Kol Shastri were among the famous Raj Jyotshis and superintendent of this particular research department set by the then government of Jammu and Kashmir, the Maharaja. These Rajyotshis and their team of scholars were not confined for Panchang making only. They were not confined towards Panchang making only, but were also involved in exploring, translating, and publishing of ancient Sharda manuscripts and Sanskrit literature in Devanagari. From Srinagar, Pandit Keshav Bhatt Jyotshi, also known as Pandit Keshav Sikh, a philosopher, a Pathshala teacher, was a great astrologer and and was a scholar of Sanskrit and Sharda script. He was younger brother of Jyotshi Mukundram Shastri. Today, whatever Karmakand books which we have, credit goes to this legendary scholar who is also called as the repository of Karmakand in Kashmir Valley. Because whatever Karmakand is right now available with us, it is all due to his blessings, his hard work. He was also one among the scholars from Srinagar who used to publish Panchang till 1930. Initially, his all publications were printed from Bombay, but later on he started his own printing and publishing unit in Srinagar, which was known as Krishna Printing Press. It is said that he worked day, night, and during his due to his laborious work, he got a beard and long hair, due to which he looked like a Sikh. This was the reason he was called as Pandit Keshav Bhatt Sikh, and his progeny got a nickname of Sikh. Due course of time, Srinagar and a union of Brahmin scholars framed a Sabha known as Brahman Mahamandal. It was established in 1915. It is considered one of the oldest organization of Kashmir Valley. Till date, its camp office is functioning in Jammu under the presidency of one chartered accountant, Upenderji Handu. This union of Brahman and scholars also used to print and publish Panchang in Sharda script as well as in Devanagari script, which was called as Shri Panchang. Since it was started from 1915 till 2000, and all their publications, all those Panchangs are available with us in our library. After the exodus and due to the financial issues and other related issues, they were not able to publish it annually, and now they are not they are not publishing anymore right now. Now coming to Vijayeshwara. Sansare Bharatam Saram Tatrapicha Himalayam Tat Madhye Kashmiram Tatrapicha Vijayeshwaram. This shalok is from Vijayeshwar Mahatmya. Means the earth is the heart of universe. The Himalaya occupies the piece of superiority on the earth. Kashmir is of the greater importance than Himalayas, but the sacred tirth of Vijayeshwara is far greater importance. So you can imagine how much importance Vijayeshwar is for Kashmir region. It's worthwhile to mention here that Vijayeshwar had been a great seat of learning and knowledge in past. A university on the pattern of Nalanda and Texla was established by thinkers, scholars, and philosophers, in particular in this particular kshetra. It remained the center of knowledge for the religious studies for centuries. Philosophy, astrology, astronomy, literature, medicine, Hindu and Buddhist sculptures, architecture, sculpture, painting, dancing, music, etc., were taught to the students who came to study this from various parts of Central Asia, Afghanistan, China, and rest parts of India. I just want to mention here that Sardar Surinder Singh Ji, a Sikh scholar, mentioned in his book Travel of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, Travels of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. It was about 1517 AD when Guru Nanak Ji entered Kashmir Valley during his visit to Amreshwar Bhairav, Amarnath, Swami Amarnath Ji. He met a Sanskrit scholar and a great astrologer named Pandit Brahmadas Ji at Vijayeshwar. A great religious discussion on Sanatan Dharma is said to have had between both of them. Guru Nanak Dev Ji was very much impressed with his divine knowledge. On Pandit Brahmadas Ji's request, Guru Nanak Dev Ji stayed at his residence at Vijayeshwar, Bijwara for a couple of days. Now, coming to the contribution of our family towards Panchang making. As we are discussing here the history of Panchang in Kashmir Valley, so it's important to mention here that after Srinagar, it was only Vijayeshwar Kshetra where Panchang making was being performed. Our documented proofs and study reveals that our ancestors of Vijayeshwar Nakshatrapatri had a history of, as already we have a documented proof that 241 years of history we have on as on 2023 of calculating Panchang and circulating it among the Kashmiri Pandit community. It is believed that the first quarter of 17th century, our ancestors used to make Sat Patri, which Muhurat Patri only, which was later being circulated among the masses of Kashmir Valley. As per our old records, Nakshatra Patri prepared by our ancestors started later after 1782 AD onwards. They started circulation both Vijayeshwar Nakshatra Patri as well as Sat Patri among the Kashmiri masses. This is the reason that we still mention Vijayeshwar Ganit Samvat in our every edition of Vijayeshwar Jantrie. So the tradition of Ganit and calculation of Panchang might have started by Pandit Damodar Ji, followed by Pandit Vaskak Ji, one of these ancestors, and Pandit Gashkak Ji. I have also prepared a tree, family tree. I will request V. Shankara Ji to display it. Family tree. This is Vijayeshwar Jantrie in Urdu, way back 60 to 70 years. Audio is not available, Shankaraji. Audio is not available.
Yeah, this is the one I was referring to. The one you sent me are all in Urdu. So
yes, yes, this is the Urdu edition which was printed way back. You can scroll down. These are also the Urdu edition of Vijayeshwar Jantrie.
I'll see whether we can blow it up. Yeah.
These are the rolling type Nakshatra Patris, which I was telling you. We have some which is also in Persian language also.
Oh, that means non-Hindus also look at all this.
Yeah, due to after the Islamization, there was maybe due to some compulsion they had to publish it in Persian language also. But major of the after if we see from 1782 what we have the records with us, it is majorly it is in Sharda script.
Yeah, but all these are in Sharda, is it?
Yes, this is
All
all
with-
in Sharda.
This is again Urdu.
This is all Urdu. Yes.
Om is also written in Urdu.
Yes. No, it is not. Urdu is belongs to a particular community. It is not like that. In fact, Urdu was, if we if we'll search where Urdu was, it was somewhere in Lucknow. It was started rather. It is not.
So it's likely to be Hindu community speaking Urdu and following, or it's a converted Muslim still following all this.
No, it is Urdu was majorly, even today also we publish at least more than 5,000 jantris in Urdu, and
Oh.
majorly Kashmiri Pandits studied. This is a Sharda. This is the oldest manuscript what we have, a handwritten manuscript of Jantri. This is approximately 1782 AD.
Oh, this is the one you said rolled type.
No. This is the book shape, handwritten manuscript of Vijayeshwer Jantri. These are also handwritten book shape.
You mentioned about.
I will be mentioning about Sumran in at last.
Oh, okay. You mentioned about 1 second. I'm trying to locate.
Family tree.
But,
It
this
is
is the one.
PDF, I think. Yes.
This is.
This is
1
the
second.
family
I'll
tree.
just bring.
So they were all astrologers, Sanskrit, Persian, and Sharda knowing scholars. I have heard from my grandfather that Pandit Vaskak, one of the our ancestor, in addition to astrology, had a great interest in music also. So he oftenly used to sit for hours and hours on with his musical instrument on the bank of Vetastad river, and relish the nature with the taste of music. Coming to Pandit Aftab Ramji, Pandit Aftab Ramji faced a lot of hardships and struggles in his initial stage of life. His mother and wife both expired in very young age when he was in early 40s. He also faced financial issues for publishing of Vijayeshwer Nakshatra Patri. But due course of time, he earned name and fame throughout Kashmir Valley by his mathematical precision in the field of astrology and astronomy. Uh, Besides being a great astrologer of great repute, he also had sound knowledge of different ritualistic practices of Sanatan Dharma. He was also a follower of Bhakti Marg. He was very fond of listening of Sufiana music, like Sufiana music and Leelas. Uh, his hobby was Go Seva, which I have heard. And I have heard from my grandfather that he used to sit hours and hours in the Goshala and do his work there only, because in Kashmir, mostly the Goshala used to be with the house only. So, history of Vijayeshwer Panchang Jantri will be incomplete if we'll not mention the contribution made by Pandit Shrikant ji and Pandit Prakash Kak ji. Both were the younger brothers of Aftab Ram ji. Pandit Shrikant ji used to calculate Vijayeshwer Jantri. He used to calculate Vijayeshwer Jantri for almost 75 years. Till 1989, he used to calculate Vijayeshwer Jantri. Later on, Aftab Ram ji had two sons, Pandit Jyotshi Kashnath Sharma, my grandfather, and Pandit Premnath Shastri ji. both Kashinaji and Premnaji were very learned scholars and worked with their fathers worked till their father's death in presenting Vijayeshwer Jantrie to Kashmiri Pandit community. Pandit Jyotshi Kashinath Sharma was born on 24th of November 1916 in Bijbehara. A Sanskrit teacher by profession, he was posted in Anantnag, Shupian, Vesu, Bijbehara, and other places of South Kashmir. Besides being experienced in Karmakand, he was well versed of Sharda script, in which all our religious texts on history or religion and Karmakand, etc., were available in those days. As we Kashmiri Brahmins perform religious ceremonies and rites according to Logaksh Rishi, Logaksh Greh Sutra, and Nilmat Purana, he studied them and prepared a ruddy reckoner called Karmakand Deepak, which consists of almost all the puja vidhis and padditis which we Kashmiri Pandits solemnize. He also prepared Shivratri Puja and Antim Sanskar Vidhi and Sandhya Vidhi. He was the founder of Vijayeshwer Jyotish Karyalaya Bijbehara and established a sub-office in Srinagar at Kralukod, is a place in Srinagar at Ganpatiyar in 1950. The main motive behind setting up of this sub-office was to connect the Kashmiri Pandit community with Vijayeshwer Jantrie and hold them in one thread, so that we should be always united on religious as well as cultural front, and keep the lamp of sanskars and rightful tradition dazzling and shining. Though he considered his father as guru, but still used to perform Guru Puja of Swami Lakshmanji Maharaj on every death anniversary of his father. He had also close association with Sri Shaktiji Maharaj, the founder member of Ramakrishna Ashram in J&K, Swami Swaimanandji of Umanagri, Swami Kashibab of Hugam, Pandit Sarvanand Kol Premi. One more revolutionary scholar was Pandit Kashyap Bandhu and other luminaries. He breathed his last on 5th year of our exodus at our residence in Gol Gujral on 20th May 1995. Coming to Shastriji, Pandit Premnath was born on 20th October 1920. Manifestation and simplicity, calmness, compassion, affection depicted right from his beginning in his character. He gained proficiency in the field of Jyotish Shastra from very beginning. He obtained his Shastri degree from Raghunath Pathshala, Jammu. Vijayeshwer Jantrie or Panchang reached to its dazzling heights under his stewardship of both of them, Pandit Premnath and Pandit Kashinath. He worked on Bhagavad Gita, translated it in Urdu, translated Panchastavi in Hindi as well as in Urdu, created Sharda Primer, dubbed audio cassettes of Shivratri Puja, Antim Sanskar Vidhi, Ram Gita, Janamdin Puja, Mekhla Vidhi, Bhagavad Gita also in audio cassettes, and Lalwak also. They also started a small publishing unit in Bijbehara also, which was known as Vinod Printing Press, for printing the publication of Vijayeshwer Jyotish Karyalaya, because we had a lot of publications at the time. But later on, it was shifted to Jammu, and now it is known as Vijayeshwer Printing Press. Premnath ji was not only a great writer, but also a great orator also. He had the art of making a verbal or a written presentation so appealing and attractive that his audience and readers were held spellbound by his presentation. keeping in view the contribution of entire Vijayeshwer family since more than 2 centuries, who kept the lamp of sanskars and rightful tradition dazzling not only to community members within India, but also within, also united and connected the Kashmiri Pandits settled outside India to their rich tradition and cultural heritage. Panun Kashmir, in its second Kashmiri Pandit World Conference held in New Delhi, had conferred Shastriji and his family with Sharda Samman. He was also awarded Bhagwan Gopinath Ji Centenary Sanjeevani Sharda Award for the services he did for upliftment of community on religious and cultural grounds. On 28th August 1999, the great soul of Kashmir joined to Immortal One and attained nirvana. After death of Premnath Shastriji, with the mutual understanding, Pandit Omkarnath Ji Shastri is now publishing Vijayeshwer Panchang, and Dr. Manmohan Jyotshi started publishing Vijayeshwer Jantrie in 2000. They started publishing separately. Now, coming to Dr. Manmohan Ji, since the day Dr. Manmohan Ji started his involvement in Jyotish Karyalay, he was very keen to introduce the computer and give a computer touch to this legacy he was carrying on. It was the year 1995 when Vijayeshwer Jyotish Karyalay got computerized calculation for preparing horoscopes and all that. Later on in March 1999, with Pandit Premnath Ji, who himself inaugurated the computer section of Vijayeshwer Karyalay, released their annual publication called as Vijayeshwer Dayandini, which we still used to publish, and it's a complimentary which we give it with Vijayeshwer Jantrie for the young people, young Kashmiri Pandit community. During exile, our community initially faced a lot of issues related matching of horoscopes and new alliances, as we Kashmiri Pandits strongly believe that horoscope matching plays a vital role at the time of marriage. So Kundli Milan, what you call, we call it matching of horoscopes. Both boy and girls are matched in order to overcome the malefic effects, etc. In this regard, 1996, Dr. Manmohan Ji got prepared a special computer software for from Jaipur, a based software company, for matching of these horoscopes, techniques, which was programmed specifically for Kashmiri Pandit community, keeping in view Kashmiri Pandit tradition of matching of horoscopes. And later in 2000, we got prepared a special computer software for Panchang and Murat calculations, which was also designed specifically and according to our cultural and traditional requirements based on Kashmir Jyotish Sangrah, which was penned by Pandit Keshav Bhatt Sikh. As I already earlier mentioned, that whatever religious records, Karmakand related, Jyotish related we have, it is all due to his hard work, Pandit Keshav Bhatt Ji's hard work. Dr. Manmohan Ji expired in 2017, 6 December 2017. After his death, me and my younger brother Puneet Jyotshi are in process of modernizing Vijayeshwer Jantrie so that we can connect young Kashmiri Pandit generation in particular with our traditional and rich culture in this tough time in the exile. Now, taking to Vijayeshwer Jantrie to the next level, what technological innovation is an extended concept of innovation, and same was adopted by Dr. Manmohan Ji Jyotshi, and now we are also following on his full footsteps. It gives me immense pleasure to share that from last 2 years, we have started preparing Vijayeshwer Almanac a special edition for USA, Canada, UK, Ireland, and other European countries, calculated as per their respective time zones. These almanacs are prepared keeping in view of Kashmiri Pandit traditional authenticities and all that. Specifically, USA and Canada, we have calculated Vijayeshwer almanac for 4 time zones: Eastern Standard Time Zone, Central Standard Time Zone, Mountain Standard Time Zone, and Pacific Standard Time Zone. This year, it was sponsored. This Vijayeshwer Almanac, which was specifically made for USA and Canada, was sponsored by Kashmir Overseas Association USA under the presidency of Miss Archana ji. As we know, our Kashmiri festivals, vrats and tithis, it's not Kashmiri, even throughout Sanatan Dharma, these festivals and tithis are observed according to the different parameters, taking in view the local sunrise, sunset, and these parameters differ from country to country, from one time zone to another time zone. Because in USA, if you will see, there are four time zones, and moreover, there is summertime correction also of 1 hour. So there are a lot of nitty-gritties which we have to check. These festivals and certain vrats, fasts are solemnized on when the tithi prevails at the certain time of duration of the day. We Kashmiri Pandits, as you know, are scattered and living in exile in different parts of world like USA, Canada, Ireland, European countries, Gulf countries, Australia, etc. Till previous years, they all were observing, they all were solemnizing these festivals, Murat, according to the calendars or Panchangs made back in India. But they were performing all these important functions like Yagyopavit, Viva, Grah Pravesh, even Shraddh Tithis, Vrats like Ashtami, Ekadashi, Purnima Vrat, and all the major Kashmiri festivals in their life according to the Panchangs of India, which, if we go according to the Sanatan Padhati, is not correct. So it was basically in 2020, I was exhorted to prepare this special edition of Almanac by Sri Satibhushan ji, Cole of Michigan. I'm very thankful to him for necessary inputs he provided regarding the time zones and daylight savings. In fact, this project was started in 2016 by my father. But due to his health issues, we were not able to accomplish it in 2016. So later on in 2020, Cole Saab contacted me and we started working on this, and it was finally prepared. And from last 2 years, we are able to send them in the soft copy in the PDF format. This year also we circulated. It was circulated by Kashmir Overseas Association in the PDF format to all people of Canada as well as USA. And in fact, we prepared one calendar also, which was circulated by our social media partner Kashmir as it is by Shivani Ban. She is from Singapore. She circulated a calendar which was made for the every zone, like Australia, Singapore, India, Gulf countries, European countries, USA as well. So this was regarding Panchang. And one more new innovation we started from this April. Sorry. April 2023, we started one more application, messaging application, which is known as Sumran. Basically, Sumran is a personalized, Sumran means in Kashmiri, we call it Sumran, a reminder. Sumran is a personalized notification service of Vijayeshwer Karyalay, which gives you a prior information of it is for those persons who will sign on that particular link, or the QR code which is mentioned on our Jantrie page, front page. They will just scan it and fill that Google form, and data will be accumulated by us. And once they will fill those date of birth, time of birth, and birthplace, or if they remember only Vedic Tithi, they will be getting the pre-information of their birthdays. Because nowadays it is a trend. Now everyone is solemnizing his birthday on their English dates. No one remembers their Vedic Tithi. Even Shraddhs, yani ki death anniversaries, are not being solemnized. Even people don't know at times when is Purnamashi, when is Ashtami, because we Kashmiri Pandits are very particular for these vrats, Kumar Shashti, Sankar Chaturthi. So we have created this messaging application which will give you a prior intimation regarding when is your birthday, when is the Ashtami, when is your suppose grandfather, those who are dead ones in the family. When if they fill up that particular form, they will come to know 15 days prior when is their birthday, these important festivals, and or Shraddh of their dead ones. That is from my side. Anything?
Thank you, Puneet. I just wanted to highlight there are some points here by viewers. It says even in Tamil Nadu and other southern states, both Muslims and Christians follow Panchangam.
Yes.
But anyway, it's not. It's all in Tamil anyway here. It's not like you made in Hindi and Urdu specifically for that community.
Yes.
It's widely in. Even though we have 4 or 5 different versions, but
yes,
it's all
even in Kashmir also there are various regions where Kashmiri Muslims also read or Vijayeshwer Jantrie. That is the reason we used to mention those Muslim Hijri dates on that. And in Kashmir, in this Urdu edition, we have to mention Chandra Darshan also, because the Chandra Darshan is very important as far as their religion is concerned. So they go through these panchangs very and follow them very meticulously.
No, when you say they follow them meticulously, that means they're sort of aligned to the Hindu way of life to some extent, is it?
Yes, you can say that.
I can't openly say that, so.
Well, it is due to.
No, but it's really fascinating. You know, they have to carry on with, even though people get converted, they are still attached to all these things, which is
There are you can see there are various political leaders also. I was just yesterday I was just watching one of the political leader gave the interview that their forefathers were Hindus, and which is a truth. They cannot deny it.
No, I'm just admiring them. You know, I'm just admiring that they are practicing all this. You know, not completely discarded all this. No, but you mentioned with the new patterns of life. Obviously, you are referring to the displacement. With all the work that I could see, similar to what we do in South India, the Kanchi Mutt, for example, does a Panchang Sathas every year. I happened to witness one of them where I've even seen people from Sri Lanka coming and sitting and discussing and reconciliation of few things, which is what I think you also talked about. So obviously you also have 4 or 5 different versions of Panchang in Kashmir.
No, as of now, you are talking about the script. we publish it in Hindi, Urdu, and in English.
No, I'm not talking about script. For example, our family follows one Panchang, which is popularly known as the snake Panchang because the title shows the snake. You probably
Yes.
Pambu Panchang in Tamil they call. Then we have mutt-based Panchang, Madathu
Yes.
Panchang they
In
call.
Kashmir also,
Then
in Kashmir region also, if we will see, there are several Panchangs like Devi Dayal Panchang, Martand Panchang, Omkarnath Ji's Vijayeshwer Panchang, and there are several Panchangs. Even from Delhi, it happened. I just visited last November. I visited to one of the place in Kishtwad. There was I was very much surprised. He was having all the Panchangs published from Delhi. That Pappu Panchang. There were several. I saw at least 6 to 7 Panchangs with him, and I was very much surprised with that Madanji Sharma. He's a priest there, and he was having all those Panchangs. He studied, and he was telling that I go through each and every tithi. He sees where we are having any deviation from that or not. He used to
so you
compare
agree
each
to
and every.
something based on the deviations. Do you agree and arrive at some conclusion and follow one strictly
Yes,
one? That means there must be only
there should be
one
one.
Panchang then, right? Can't we have
There
one
should be one
Panchang
consensus.
where yes.
Yes, there
No,
should be one
with the
consensus.
way it is happening here, one country, one system. You think one day we'll have a Panchang? Of course, variations as per the time zone and latitude.
In
A
fact,
common
in
Panchang
fact,
is possible.
in fact, this was initiated. If we will see 1952, that Rashtriya Panchang used to publish those ephemeries, and those were circulated among the all Panchang Kartas throughout India, and they started working on that. This was the reason that. That is a very vast subject. We will not touch that right now, but there should be a consensus on this, so that there should be no discrepancy. There should be no changes among we people.
No, you mentioned about the birthday, Shraddham, and all. Those are strictly as per the Panchang only it is practiced here. Even though people cut cakes on the English birthday, that's a different story. When it comes to real Nakshatra birthday or performing functions like 60th or 80th, this is strictly followed by Panchang only in South India, same like what you mentioned about. Now, with the Kashmiri Pandit displacement, how is this followed? Most of them are living abroad, and it's nice to hear that you have 4 time zone Panchangs for United States. So
Yes,
it
that is
doesn't
the
make
reason
any
we
sense
are.
buying a Panchang from here and taking it, right?
There is one more issue with this, because you were talking about the consensus among the Panchang makers. There is one what we call lokachar. Well, just an example, we Kashmiri Pandits don't celebrate marriages on Tuesday, but throughout India you will see various communities. They Same is the case throughout Sanatan Dharma Paditi. We don't celebrate solemnize Viva on when it is Varshant, mean mein Surya. When it is in mean, the Surya is in mean, we don't solemnize it. Same is the case Sim mein Surya. When it is Sim mein Surya, no, some of the parts of India they solemnize Viva in mean Sim mein Surya, and we Kashmiri don't solemnize Viva Murat or do any such auspicious occasion in that. So lokachar play a very important role, and I personally believe that we should follow what the lokachar is. This is my personal perception on this, that we should strictly follow what the lokachar we are having. Otherwise, the sanctity, though there are advantages as well as disadvantages, both have advantages and disadvantages. But this is my personal perception that we should follow the lokachar. Then only we will stick to our rules, roots. We will stick to our cultural. We will carry that cultural ethos with us.
Now, like you mentioned, people going to the living in the US, they cannot simply buy a Panchang from here and take it with them, right? It's not going to
We
work.
made it possible. This is the reason we made
You
it
mentioned.
possible. We made it a PDF copy. Last year it was all free of cost. This year almost it was done free of cost. We are just trying that people should follow this. It is not matter of money here, making a money out of it. It is just to stick to our roots, so that we follow the Sanatan Dharma Padati.
I'm not sure whether it is done in South India, specifically made like that for USA. Like you mentioned, I've also seen Rakesh Kaulji's comments in the cover page that you mentioned. Even recently, during our Panchang Padanam, you know what we do during Tamil New Year's Day, we do Panchanga Padanam. I don't know whether you have that practice. During that day, they bring the new Panchang and then read about what is forthcoming, broad sense. Do you have such thing in Kashmiri?
No,
Now
I'm not.
you say
Can you
nowadays.
repeat once again?
No,
I
what we
missed.
do in the Tamil New Year's Day, what we do is Panchanga Padanam. That means we read what literally it means reading the Panchang for the coming year on that first day. Uh, Panchang is distributed. Somebody who is an expert in this will come and talk about the events for the whole year, summarized version, what is likely, what is going to happen, even prediction of rain and all that. Do you have the equivalent in Kashmiri?
Yes, we have. It is equivalent to that. Yes, we though we purchased Panchang much earlier from Chaitra Shukla Paksha Pratipada, but some of our Kashmiri Pandits, the old people, from generation, they don't open it. They open it only on the first day of Chaitra Shukla Paksha Pratipada, then Navre, which we call, and open it and read whatever those predictions are printed in it, published in it, like Varsh ke 10 Adhikari, and what is the prediction for the year for India throughout world, as well as for Kashmir, and their personal predictions also. So
Okay.
this is a ritual. Yes, and in fact, the first day of Saitri Shukla Paksha Navratra, we have one what we call it is एक प्रथा है कि हम we assemble some items, has rice, jantri, pen, and ink pot. There are some items which we keep in a plate, and first of all, early in the morning, we see this particular thing first of all. Then we do other activities. This is for first Navratra. So it has a very importance in our daily activities, a daily day-to-day routine we have.
And this is how it is done during our Tamil New Year's Day. The first day we do the Panchanga Padanam. And it's widely consulted for all our rituals, mostly, family rituals, what we do. So it is very nice and interesting discussion. I feel we should probably do the same origin in other places also. We have the same tradition that you talked about. Thank you so much for appearing in your program and sparing your time. Maybe you should explore more topics concerning Kashmir, as our program is
Sure.
everything Kashmir.
Sure, definitely. And this August podium is we should appreciate. In fact, a mass awareness should be created that you from Chennai are doing such a wonderful job for
Kanchi
the
Mat.
Kashmiri Pandits. Kanchi Mat,
Yeah,
yes,
it's a project that is very
yes,
close to His Holiness heart. He always talks about Kashmir, and we have been associated for more than 10 years. When I was part of the delegation
Yes, I
visiting
am
Kashmir in
a staunch
2012.
follower. I usually, whenever I get time, I used to see all the videos recorded on YouTube,
Very
particularly
nice. Thank you.
those Raj Tarangni, and it was very much informative. That enlightened me also. Very good
And His
sessions.
Holiness Anugrah Bhashanam also comes in
Yes,
our program.
yes.
See, he's, right now Kanchimat is on travel. They're right now they're in Bangalore, Kanchimat. It's difficult to coordinate. Maybe I could have coordinated the Anugrah Bhashanam during your program. You know, it would have been appropriate. Maybe we'll plan sometime in the near future.
Sure. Surely.
Dhanyavad ji, we look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you. Namaskaram.
Namaskar. Thank you, viewers. We conclude our program today, which is somewhat a different topic on Kashmiri history of Panchang in Kashmir. We would continue with our topics as I mentioned earlier. It's going to be twice a month. So we will have our next program in June, and we have lined up throughout the year and look forward to seeing you. And if you have still not subscribed, you must do, as you will be getting about our programs periodically. We want to thank Kanchimat channels, YouTube, Facebook, Kamakoti.tv, and also VDSP for streaming support. And not to forget Dinamalar, India's only leading Tamil newspaper, which is giving a lot of coverage to our programs. Till we meet in 2 weeks on Saturday, Jai Jai Shankara, Hara Hara Shankara.